in the North Shore. So what are the things that you think are different based on your experience that might affect the recruitment?
Affect the recruitment?
Or take additional focus, or
I don't know.
I know it goes back to the profile, but
Yeah.
will it change your approach to the process?
I don't think so. You know, I know there are characteristics that I think you might be looking for, and that really varies from community to community. And it also depends on at the time that you're doing the recruitment process. But I think that you can accomplish that. Obviously, I have my own perception of the North Shore communities, and I know there are differences in each of the seven, from Brown Deer to Glendale to Fox Point, the Bayside, and Whitefish Bay. You know, and just my almost 15 years of working in the area. And while they each have different characteristics and different needs, they all respect the professional manager. And I think in our profession, the North Shore communities are a very desirable place to have that part of your resume and respect and honor of being part of that community. So I fully envision a quality professional manager that'll be around to take Shorewood to their next step in the process.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, I'm not asking for any names, but do you have any individuals in mind currently?
Yeah, I've already started thinking about that.
Okay.
Tyler was just at the most recent Wisconsin City Managers Association meeting, and I took my roster and I kind of put some asterisks by some people. So I already started thinking about it.
I have a question more from the candidate's viewpoint than from our viewpoint, and since you have been through a recent search, what are, city managers, people in the profession now, what are things that they're looking for, they would find interesting or exciting about coming here or some other place?
Sure. I think in today's employment situation or environment, employees, managers are looking for a sense of place, a sense of community, and also having accessible many amenities that the community might not be able to provide that you can find nearby. And certainly being in the Milwaukee area offers a lot of amenities that you wouldn't find in Eau Claire or the Fox River Valley or Madison area. But there are also some characteristics and quality of life issues that certain people find attractive in Eau Claire, or in Madison, or in the Fox River Valley area as well. So it's just trying to come together and match what the community is looking for to what the candidates are looking for. But I think having the diversity that's in Shorewood, having the housing density that you have in Shorewood, having the economic development opportunities that you have, the redevelopment more than growing. I mean, there's a certain characteristic and skill set when you're expanding and growing than what you do if you're trying to redevelop. And to be honest with you, it's pretty easy when you have a blank slate and you're developing a community or expanding a community into a rural area that's really nothing but a farm field. I shouldn't say it that way. It's something important to that community. But it's a blank slate. And when you're dealing with redevelopment on Oakland or some other place, you have a lot of other parameters that you have to deal with because of the smaller property lot sizes and the density of the development. So it takes a special skill set to have somebody excel in this area.
We have a residency requirement for the village manager, is that correct or no?
No.
We don't.
The state doesn't allow that anymore.
Oh, they banned it. That's too bad.
So what happens, and maybe Tyler just left the room, I don't know what we put into our RFP, I can't remember, but if we don't achieve a minimum, and maybe you have a recommended minimum submittal, like how many firms, I have a two-part question, how many individuals or responses would be the minimum amount that you feel comfortable with before we should try other avenues of advertising? And what if we don't reach that, you know, what if the board comes up with, we really want to see, I don't know what the number would be, but an X, and we only received Y? Would you be willing to then turn around and try to recruit more applicants?
Sure. Do I have a minimum number? No. I would fully anticipate that you would be looking at a minimum of 40 applications.
About 40?
You know, is that a minimum number? No. When I was actually more nervous in Mondovi. Mondovi is a population of 2,800 citizens, about 20 miles from Eau Claire. I was hoping we'd get 20 through that process, to be honest with you. Because you know, it's close enough to Eau Claire that you get some of that amenities from the a larger community, but it's really a standalone individual community in a rural agricultural section of our state. What we did in Mondovi is we kept our schedule in place. We didn't really give the notice of the schedule to the candidates because we were somewhat hesitant about getting good quality candidates through that process and wanted to have the ability to extend the deadline if necessary or to go out a little bit longer. I don't think you're going to have that problem in Shorewood.
So you think we'll be at least 40?
I'm hoping, yeah.
You have to remember that if you get 40 or 60, there's going to be some, there's a lot of slop in it.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I mean, what should we expect to be our minimum, you know, like?
Quality? Yeah.
You want 10 good ones.
I think you can do better than that. I think you'll probably have about, you should have at least 20 quality and maybe even more. I still think that, you'll have a lot of candidates that'll have an interest in Shorewood.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I do have one other handout, I'm sorry. Keep this one quick. This is just a little internal piece that we did about our interim services for the city of Mondovi. And if you link up with me on LinkedIn, I just put that on last week. So I wanted to leave that just so you had a little example on that.
Did you make it?
Did you need more copies? All right, so thank you again so much. Again, my knowledge of Shorewood is pretty extensive. I think you have a lot of things that will make this attractive for a new candidate. Hopefully look forward to working with you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks.
Have a safe drive home.
I will, thanks.
So we've got 10 minutes to talk.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to close the door, unfortunately.
Oh, wait, right over there.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Tyler,
They're in the manager's office.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think you weren't here when I asked the question, but do you have an idea of how many candidate or submittals you'd like us to see?
Yeah,
Minimum, you
I
know?
do.
What was it? Was it?
Well, typically when you do the cities he was talking about are tinier. So in those, you're going to get a lot of candidates that are either looking for their first start as a manager or they might be in another more rural place and they might be maybe struggling or something, so they're more looking for a more lateral move. When you come to a Shorewood, first of all, you're going to probably you might have slightly less people that are actually qualified for a position like that, where you're going to have higher interest. So sometimes that can actually cancel out. So when he's talking similar numbers compared to that, that's actually somewhat not surprising because you're going to have more people interested, but you might have slightly less people that are qualified for that position.
The most recent example we have is Glendale just went through a search, and I had a meeting with the mayor of Glendale a couple months ago, I guess, when we first started this process. And he actually gave me the listing of, and I forget how many were on that list, like I think there were like 60 or 80, something like that.
Yeah,
And then we
community-
also, I had the check marks of which were the best ones and all that kind of stuff.
A community like Glendale, it would have,
And that was
or
a
Shorewood, 50 to 60 would probably be an estimate, probably an estimate that I would see in a comparable community.
And are we gonna utilize that list give it to our recruitment firm?
Have to be careful.
Oh, I was just
Possibly.
wondering.
And, you know, it's,
Let's put it this way, the recruiting firms, I mean, they network with people that are interested. I mean, they have a good idea of knowing who's been applying for some of these positions. That's one of the values that they provide, because they've helped do other searches. So right away when they get that contract, that's one of the first things they do is they'll visit previous, lists and reach out to people that have applied for other communities and say, here, I know of another opening, this would be a good fit for you for A, B, and C.
When we did, at the city, we borrowed lists, but I don't remember if they were internal, but we definitely borrowed lists.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have, they're gonna know who's applying for recent positions and they're gonna reach out to them. So that happens quite often.
so any comments on what you think of the presentation we just were given? Q&A?
It sounded like he did a lot. It sounded like they're just getting into recruitment professionals.
I would say that that's a true statement. Along with the fact though that when he talks about his knowledge of the North Shore, his is the most recent knowledge of the North Shore too, because I think it was 3 years ago or 4 years ago when he left the North Shore around here and went up to Eau Claire, and he was up there for 3 years. Yeah, he was up there for 3 years.
I think sometimes, maybe coming a little newer to the game, you have different advantages. Have become a lot more staid. There's a term beginner's mind, of course, so that coupled, not to say that that trumps experience overall, but that coupled with a lot of what you said, to me is at least encouraging. So I'm excited about the other candidates.
I was probably more pleasantly surprised than
Yeah,
I was going into it, but
I'm also,
Hey,
the
take
fact
care.
that you would be potentially able to serve an interim manager is a boon.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. The statement that he made in response to trustee Bumpers' question, that he had people in mind already to apply. I don't know how to take that, but good or bad, except that he put a number list.
Oh, you mean, would he be only looking at them, or, I mean, to me, I saw that as he's already thinking, he's thinking about the task even before he's hired, and of course, we would want to ensure that, maybe we would require of whomever, that we see all of the candidates that have applied, that we have access to all that information, and I don't, right? I mean,
yeah, but we don't want to interview.
no, but
40
maybe
candidates.
part of her concern is that some people would
Oh, I
not
hear what you're
receive
saying. Yeah.
consideration because he had a cherry, that, or any of the firms already had someone that they wanted to give that job.
But I
to.
believe all three of these gentlemen were at the conference, weren't they?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and they'll
Oh,
probably learned at the conference that Chris is going in May, not October, so.
Yeah, that's true. And I would think that if there were qualified candidates that applied and did not receive any consideration,
We hear about
we
it.
would hear about it. It's not a big pool.
Yeah, and their job is to give us the best pool of candidates so that we recommend them to other people.
Exactly.
Well, when you left, I was just asking the question, what do you think of the presentation? So, if you have any comments?
I'll wait till we're all done. I do, but I'll wait till we get off.
Oh, we got
We're doing 15
5 minutes
minutes.
here.
Oh, we still have, I thought we had 10, I'm sorry.
We have 5 minutes.
Something about add-on firms that don't sit right with me, but I mean, this is an engineering firm that decided to get into HR because
We had a couple of former administrators that said, hey, I used to hire you to do engineering services, why don't you hire me and we'll go out and sell recruiting services? Not to say that they're not bona fide and qualified and do a good job. You know, I look at the proposal and they've got a time and materials rate sheet that includes survey stakes and flags for man's engineering services, but their contract is clearly an engineering contract. It just says to me, we're an engineering firm that kind of does these things. That being said, you know, he knows his stuff, he's okay. But that just from the, coming out of the chute, those things really struck me pretty hard.
Or little shoot.
Yes, coming out of the chute.
I couldn't agree more.
That's a good point.
And how do we feel like, we haven't had time to really discuss it yet, about recruit? It sounds like we want someone who's familiar for a recruiting firm with Shorewood's, you know, and the North Shore in general. How, do we have a preference of wanting to reach out beyond Wisconsin in searching? Because people in Illinois or anywhere in the Midwest, to me, my personal preference was they'd be perfectly fine. There's no difference to me.